Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another edition of MJ Everyday, a training-based episode for you guys today, an episode that I know a lot of you have been patiently waiting for me to put together and shoot for you guys. It is on push-pull legs versus bro split. And in particular, we're going to look at the pros and cons of push-pull legs versus the pros and cons of bro split, looking at a few of the key variables, so a few of the key things that change between the two splits. So first and foremost, for those of you who are unfamiliar, push-pull leg split is exactly as the name suggests, a push day followed by a pull day, followed by a leg day, followed by a rest. So on your push day, you'll generally go and train chest, shoulders, and triceps, so anything that's involved with the pushing movement. On your pull day, the next day, you'll go and train back and biceps, anything that's involved with a pulling movement. On the third day, you'll train legs, so you train glutes, quads, hamstrings, and calves. And then you have a rest day, and then you repeat. So push, pull, legs, rest, push, pull, legs, rest. On the other hand, a bro split is you go to the gym, usually 5, 6, sometimes even 7 days a week, and each workout will focus on a particular muscle group. So you go to the gym, you train chest. The next day you train back. The next day you train biceps. The next day you train triceps. The next day you train shoulders. The next day you train hamstrings. The next day you train quads. So it's much more specific where each workout targets not a number of muscle groups, but usually is going to target one specific muscle group. Now, when we look at these two different methods of setting up a split, these two different training methods, there's really 6 key variables that vary in between them. And that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about today, the pros and cons with regards to those 6 key variables. So the first one is training frequency. Then we have training volume. We then have flexibility of the split. We have the intensity of your workouts or the consistency of the intensity of your workouts. We have recovery in between workouts. And then we have the ability to sculpt or the ability to focus on particular muscle groups. So looking at them one by one, if we start with training frequency, obviously, this is a pro for push-pull legs. If you're doing push-pull legs, you're hitting all of your pushing muscle groups twice a week, all of your pulling muscle groups twice a week, and your legs twice a week, every single week. So your training frequency on each of your muscle groups is increased. Whereas your bro split, you're generally only hitting each muscle group once a week. So sometimes some people might, myself, for example, hits chest twice a week, but generally speaking, you're gonna hit most of your muscle groups once a week. So push-pull legs has a pro of increased training frequency, and that's a con for a bro split. A bro split is a much less reduced training frequency. However, on the flip side of that, you also look at training volume. Push-pull legs, because in a push workout, you're hitting chest, shoulders, and triceps, you're usually gonna hit maybe 2 exercises for chest, maybe 3, 2 or 3 for shoulders, 2 or 3 for triceps. Whereas bro split, if you go to the gym and you just train chest, you're gonna hit 5, 6, 7 exercises for chest, and then 5, 6, 7 for triceps on the tricep day, 5, 6, 7 for shoulders on the shoulder day. So the training volume is kind of the trade-off with training frequency. So when you look at the push-pull legs, when you look at the training volume per workout, it's definitely a con because it's going to be much less than the training volume per workout per muscle group that you're going to attain with the bro split. On to the next variable, flexibility. Now this is a big one, guys. Push-pull leg split is much more flexible than a bro split because if something pops up and you happen to miss your pull workout, for example, so you get your push workout in, something pops up, you miss your pull leg workout, you just push it on another day. So you just take that day off, you'll then go pull, legs, push, pull, legs, rest. So it's much more flexible in allowing different parts of your life to come in and disrupt your training regime and not really have that big an impact because you're hitting everything twice a week anyway. Bro split is much more restrictive and much less flexible. Because if something pops up and you missed your chest workout for that week and you're only hitting chest once a week, you're not going to hit chest until the next week. So you've effectively haven't hit chest for 2 entire weeks. If something comes up and you miss your leg workout or you decide to skip leg day for whatever reason, you're not going to hit legs again until a week's time. So you're going to miss legs for 2 weeks. So much more restrictive, much less flexible is the bro split when you compare it to the flexibility of a push-pull legs. Intensity of your workouts, or consistency of intensity of your workouts, is a big one as well. You know, with push-pull legs that all of your workouts are involving multiple muscle groups and a big muscle group. So your push leg workout is involving chest, which is a big muscle group, and then 2 smaller muscle groups, shoulders and triceps. Your pull leg workout is involving back, which is a big muscle group, and then biceps, which is a smaller muscle group. Your leg workouts are involving your legs, which is a huge muscle group. So the consistency of intensity across a push-pull leg workout split is going to be very similar every single day. You're going to be burning a similar amount of calories every single day. When you compare that to a bro split, for example, you're going to burn a lot of calories on a big muscle group day like back or legs or chest. When you go and train biceps or triceps or shoulders, you're going to burn a lot less calories. So your intensity is going to be a lot lower. So your consistency of intensity of training is definitely much more consistent with push-pull legs and much less consistent with your bro split. Recovery is another big one, guys. Push-pull legs, and this kind of ties into frequency because you're hitting every muscle group every 2 or 3 days, twice a week. The time that you have to recover in between workouts is much more reduced. So your ability to recover becomes reduced. Whereas when you compare this to a bro split, you're hitting most muscle groups once every 7 days. So you've got an entire 7 days to rest and recover until you hit that muscle group again. So recovery is definitely a con for the push-pull legs method of training, and definitely a pro for the bro split method of training. And then finally is the ability to sculpt or focus on particular muscle groups. One thing that generally happens with push-pull legs is that your more dominant muscle groups get more dominant. If you've got very dominant shoulders, they're going to take over a push leg workout. If you've got dominant shoulders, a weak chest, weak triceps, what generally is going to happen is your shoulders are going to get bigger and more dominant. Your chest and triceps are going to fall further and further behind. If you've got really dominant biceps and a weak back, what's going to happen in your pull workouts is your biceps are going to dominate the workout. They're going to get bigger, stronger, more out of proportion, and your back is going to get weaker and fall further and further behind. Same with legs in a push-pull leg type split. What a bro split allows you to do is really focus on your weak muscle group. So if you've got a weak back, for example, you might decide to train back twice a week. One workout focus on pulling in, one workout focus on pulling down and pulling over. If you've got a weak chest, myself, as an example, you might look to train chest twice a week. One workout, you're going to focus on all your pushing movements. One workout, you're going to focus on all your flying movements. So a bro split really allows you to focus and sculpt your physique with much more intention, and allows you to really focus on bringing up your weaker muscle groups and slowing down your strong muscle groups, whereas a push-pull leg split really kind of encourages your stronger muscle groups to get stronger and more dominant, and your weaker muscle groups to fall farther and farther behind. That's pretty much the top 6 variables, in my personal opinion, and the pros and cons of the push-pull leg split versus the bro split when looking at 6 of those variables. And if we kind of distill it down, guys, because I know a lot of you are going to really just want my opinion on it and what I think is the best when comparing the two, for those of you who are looking at deciding which one you're going to do. If you're looking at training for aesthetics, so if you're looking at training for the purposes of changing the way your body looks, and training for aesthetic reasons, I really think, in my personal opinion, push-pull legs is a great place to start, because it's going to allow you to build a good physique foundation, and it's also going to allow you to expose what your strong muscle groups are and what your weak muscle groups are. So I think it's a really good place to start. I then also think it's a really good place to continue If you are happy to just maintain your physique and you don't really care about bringing up weak muscle groups or slowing down strong muscle groups, you just enjoy training and you're just happy to maintain your physique and continue to build, and whatever happens, then I think push-pull legs is a great method of training, a great training split to continue with over the long term. Or you just enjoy lifting and you really, the aesthetics thing is kind of like an added benefit, but you just enjoy going to the gym, keeping healthy, and you're doing it for I guess, other purposes other than aesthetics, then push-pull legs is fantastic. I think, however, every aesthetic-based athlete is going to get to a point where they're going to want to bring their physique into proportion, and they're going to notice that they do have weaker muscle groups just genetically. They do have stronger muscle groups genetically, and they want to bring up the weaker muscle groups and kind of maintain the stronger muscle groups to bring the physique into proportion. That's really where I think a bro split becomes far more beneficial to an aesthetic-based athlete than a push-pull leg split, because of two reasons: because the ability that you're able to really focus and sculpt particular muscle groups, and also because you've got the increased recovery time, which, as we know, is when the muscle repairs, rebuilds, and grows. And having that increased recovery is really going to allow those weaker muscle groups to have the time that they need to rebuild, recover, and grow. At the end of the day, guys, and this is how I'm going to finish this episode. At the end of the day, it's something that, you know, it's a concept that I'm really kind of getting behind and really pushing very hard at the moment in training, dieting, supplementation, just all aspects of health and fitness, is pick something that fits your lifestyle. That's the biggest thing for me here is, you know, if you know that you need a more flexible training routine and your lifestyle and everything you do outside of the gym is more important to you than bringing up weak biceps or bringing up a weak chest, stick with push-pull legs because it's more flexible. You're going to be able to be consistent with it over the long period of time, over a longer period of time, which is ultimately what's going to lead to success. If you know that what fits your lifestyle is a bro split because it's important to you to get your physique looking as aesthetic as possible, to bring up the proportions as much as possible, and that's a priority to you, and you know that's going to fit your lifestyle, you know that improved recovery is a big deal for you, then stick to the bro split because that's what you're going to be able to be consistent with over the longest period of time. And guys, consistency is the biggest thing here. Those who achieve their health and fitness goals over the long term are often those who are just the most consistent for the longest period of time. And the way to be the most consistent for the longest period of time is to pick a training routine, a training split, a training regime that fits your lifestyle so that you're able to incorporate it into your lifestyle, you're able to be consistent with it, and you're able to stick with it for the longest period of time. That's my thoughts, and that's a wrap for today's episode of MJ Everyday. Guys, as always, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Turn your post notifications on, both on your mobile, your cell phone, and your desktop PC so you don't miss a beat when it comes to the Massive Joe's YouTube channel. Until tomorrow, I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com.